everyone. This is Cindy, and I'm here with Spiro Coloris. Did I
Yeah,
pronounce it right?
that's perfect. Yeah.
Okay. As some of you may know, I'm studying nutrition right now, and I've actually discovered Spiro's website while I was Googling to look up gout for a case study. I didn't really know much about gout, and I was trying to help someone who had this disease and who was getting gout attacks and wanted to understand how he can change his diet and lifestyle to manage this disease. And so I stumbled upon Spiro's website called goutandyou.com. Is that it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Goutandyou.com. And there's like a wealth of information there with like recipes. And I even downloaded your free ebook with like it's like a little cookbook with some information on different recipes. And I also enrolled in your newsletters, and I've been getting like updates. So it's just great. But what really inspired me and why I reached out to Spiro is because I saw his personal experience and how he was able to, get a little bit more in control of the situation and become responsible in his own health journey. And the fact that you've now, gained enough knowledge to share and to help others. I mean, that's great. So thank you, Spiro, for joining me today.
Yeah, you're welcome. Nice to be here.
Yeah, maybe we can start off with you just telling us what is gout in your definition, and then sharing with us
Yeah.
your personal experience with it.
So gout basically affects 2% of the general population. The kidneys do not filter uric acid out of the body. So there's an excess of uric acid in the bloodstream. And then what occurs is the uric acid crystallizes in the joints, usually in the foot area, the big toe. Usually the majority of gout sufferers will experience a gout attack or flare-ups in that area. It hurts a lot. When I first got it at the age of 26, I had it in the big toe and in the knee, basically crippled me. I remember going to the doctor and the doctor telling me right away, oh, that's gout. And I'm like, gout? What is that? And he explained it to me, and I thought maybe I was misdiagnosed. I was going to get a second opinion, but I did blood tests, and yeah, we did find out that my uric acid levels were very high, so I did indeed have gout. So I was forced to take medication, allopurinol, which manages your uric acid levels. And usually when you have a gout attack, also a doctor will prescribe you colchicine, which is an anti-inflammatory that you take for a few days, and then the inflammation subsides, and then you're good to go. You're good to walk again, and then you have to continue in allopurinol. So basically, that's what gout consists of. It's high uric acid, and the kidneys can't excrete enough to flush it out, usually from the urine, and it stays in your body, and that's what it's about. That's basically the definition.
So how did you manage when you first found out that, did you know much about this disease?
Like everybody else, I had to Google it, did some Google searching and learned about it that way. Yeah.
Were you told that you would have this for life?
Yeah, gout is for most people is for life. Some people can cure it, but the majority it's a disease that it's for life. And I've experimented thinking that I could beat it with diet, but even with diet, it's extremely difficult. In my case, it's genetic because I suffer also I have a little bit of thalassemia when I was born with it actually. So that is probably the root cause of me getting gout so early, because the majority of people get gout usually in the 50s, 60s and older. So usually what occurs is in one's life, you're eating too much meat, you're drinking too much alcohol, eating too much seafood, red wine, and you get gout later in life. In my case, it was more genetic. I was predisposed with thalassemia and got it at an early age. So I can't cure it through diet. I tried. So I do follow a gout diet that I advocate on my website and my ebook, but it's not enough for me to get off the allopurinol. But I'll say this, I've lowered my dose from 200 milligrams down to 100 milligrams by following a proper gout diet.
That's great. What is the that word that you said earlier that you said you have?
Thalassemia.
What is that?
It's a blood disorder. So basically, I don't produce enough red blood cells,
Okay.
and it's very little. Usually, if you have thalassemia and it's major, those people need regular blood transplants or blood transfusion. Sorry,
Okay.
they have to go to the hospital, and that's how they have to live. But in my case, I don't need that. It's very little. But doctor said it could be the root cause of causing my gout at an early age.
So, would you say that people with thalassemia have a tendency to get gout?
Yes and no. Some will, some not. Depends on the genetic code. I have an article actually on my website that goes dives into that. You can check it out. It's titled "Gout and Thalassemia." But for the majority of people, they get gout because of bad diet throughout their lifetime. So they'll get it at an older age. Usually, the main culprits for developing gout is alcohol. Too much alcohol over one's lifetime. Usually, people that drink a lot will notice they'll be diagnosed with gout eventually. Meat eaters, so Western diet consists of a lot of red meat, right? Hamburgers, steaks, and so on. Seafood is
Mm-hmm.
another culprit. Organ meats, processed meats like sausage, hot dogs, cold cuts, even a lot of, if you eat a lot of that type of food in your diet, eventually you could be diagnosed. You're at a higher risk of developing gout down the road, definitely.
Okay. But
But
why is it that mostly it's men that get it? I've seen 95%.
yeah, it has to do for women. It has to do with I believe the hormone estrogen. From what I remember, they will develop gout after they're at a higher risk after menopause. Once they
Oh,
finish menopause,
okay.
then for women they're at a higher risk. Before menopause, they're not at a higher risk. It's just the body produces estrogen to the point where uric acid levels don't affect them like
Okay.
they do men.
Okay. And so when was the last time you had a gout attack?
Oh, it must be years. I don't remember. It must be a long time ago. Right now, it's managed. I advocate eating a diet that's 80% complex carbohydrates, so fresh vegetables,
Mm-hmm.
some fruit, not too much fruit because of the fructose,
Mm-hmm.
um, 100% whole grain pasta, 100% whole grain rice, 100% whole grain breads.
Right.
So the majority of your diet should consist of that. Why? Because your kidneys burn those foods clean. They don't work as hard to break down the purines like they would by eating too much meat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meat takes longer to get digested in the body, and the kidneys work harder. And if you have gout, that means you can't excrete excess uric acid, so it stays in the system, and that's how you get a gout attack. And then 10% I advocate is to eat fat. So that could be animal fat, usually eggs, milk, yogurt, butter. And then the final 10% of your daily calories should consist of meat. Now, you are better off if you go 100% vegetarian if you suffer from gout. But if you really like meat, I do allow in my diet about 10% of the daily calories. So that's about 4 to 6 ounces of your favorite meat. That would be chicken breast, turkey, lean beef or lean red meat.
Yeah.
No pork, no pork, no seafood, no organ meats, no processed meats. So you stick to those and fish. You could eat fish. Um,
And what about legumes like the beans and
yeah,
black
I
beans?
eat a lot of beans. So I'll replace meat with beans because they're high in protein. They make you feel full. So beans is an excellent source of protein and it's plant-based and your kidneys break it down easier than they would with meat. So I do advocate eating more beans to replace meat when having lunch or supper, definitely.
Okay. And those are covered in your recipe book, like the type of
Yeah, they're covering in the Ultimate Gout Diet Cookbook ebook that I have and book which sells on Amazon. If somebody wants a physical copy, and on my website, I have plenty of articles talking about the gout diet and what foods to avoid.
What have you been seeing as a trend? Is there like a common complaint or common habit that you've seen through your forum?
Struggle. A lot of struggle. A lot of gout sufferers would like to experiment and they get in trouble. So I always recommend you always work with your doctor because they know best. And if you're going to experiment and try, to avoid medication, do it with your doctor, and make sure to do frequent blood work and blood tests to see your uric acid levels, to make sure you don't get a gout attack. So that would be the biggest complaint or comment I see, is that they're struggling to fight gout through natural methods. And gout for most people will be a lifetime disease, so they would have to most likely live by taking medication, unfortunately.
Right. But some of the people that take supplements, I guess these are supplements that help to lower uric acid.
Yeah, they help control uric acid. So what they do is, if you take that, I always advocate first eat well. Food diet is more important, and then supplement with dietary supplements. I have a supplement called NutriGout, which consists of 6 key ingredients that help to cleanse the liver and cleanse the kidneys. So you have ingredients like milk thistle, which is cleanses the kidneys and liver.
And the liver too, yeah.
Yeah, dandelion root. You have turmeric, that's more for inflammation, to fight inflammation. You have celery seeds, which makes you pee more. So you flush out excess uric acid. So yeah, basically a dietary supplement will help complement your gout diet. That's the whole purpose of it, and that's why I developed it. Yeah.
So there's a turmeric, dandelion, milk thistle.
Dandelion, milk thistle, celery seeds, bromelain from pineapple, and Shanka piedra, which is a herb that helps to cleanse again liver and kidneys.
Okay. And
at the end, you want to have a healthy liver and kidneys for the long term to fight this disease. You have to have your kidneys functioning well, because if not, you could enter to what we call gout complications, like kidney stones. Kidney down the road, if you're not careful with your diet, you could get kidney disease. Some people become diabetic as well. You could also get high blood cholesterol, and also a slow degradation of the joints. So your feet, if you got a lot of attacks on your feet and your big toe, over time you'll notice a lot of people, well, the extreme case is tophi, which is the uric acid accumulates in the joints and starts popping out of the skin. It's kind of like a ball. And you have to have that surgically removed, or the ligaments and the muscles in the foot will weaken over time in the bones, and you'll have a hard time walking, running. If you're physically active, it's going to affect you definitely. So you got to watch out for those risks.
I often hear people who have gout and wanting to lose weight, but then they say that it's hard for them because they have so much pain. Are there certain exercises that you would recommend?
Yes. So it's very important, if you suffer from gout, try to lose the weight. Try to maintain your ideal weight, whatever your doctor recommends that ideal weight is. This will help control uric acid levels long term and control your gout. I mean, the easiest exercise for everybody to do is just simply walk every day. If you can walk at least 10,000 steps a day, which is about 45 minutes, right? That'll be great. If you want to go to the gym, you can do all the exercises. It's just some gout sufferers over the long term have suffered so many attacks in their joints that they may experience pain. So if you experience pain in your foot, your knees, due to past gout attacks, then try and do exercises like swimming, which don't hurt the joints, right? Like walking, bicycling, taking the bike out, or cycling at home. Those type of exercises would be ideal.
I also know someone who uses the trampoline, but because they're like you said, that the joints are hurting in the feet, they actually they would sit on the trampoline and bounce, or sit on the health ball and bounce, just to get the lymphatic system to move. Get the circulation going. Yeah.
You got to move at the end of the day. If you don't move, the body gets worse over time. You have to find an exercise that you enjoy and that moves the body, definitely.
Okay. Are there certain things that you still plan to do to keep lowering and keep managing, the uric acid level?
It's diet. What I do, drink a lot of water, because I try to drink at least 12 glasses a day, and I recommend all gout sufferers do that because it flushes excess uric acid via the urine. Exercise, maintain your ideal weight, supplementation, which I do through NutriGout. Also, there's obviously your medication that your doctor prescribes. Do regular blood work at least twice a year to monitor uric acid levels. That's pretty much it.
And do you take your supplements on a regular basis?
Yeah, daily.
Yeah, you do. I saw on your site there's the cherry extract.
Yeah, there's been a couple of studies that show that they help decrease inflammation. So it's more when you're feeling, when you feel you're having a flare up in somewhere in the body, in the knee, in the foot, you take tar cherry extract. But for regular preventative measures, there's NutriGout. And then there's also NutriGout Plus, which has more ingredients, which is more of a premium product. I also have the cream, and that's very popular with gout sufferers. They can apply topically if they have a gout attack or any flare-ups, and it helps remove the inflammation.
So reduce pain and
reduce pain, exactly.
It's not something that they would apply as a maintenance. It's just
no, it's just when you feel a flare-up coming, or if you're feeling a twinge and you sense maybe you might get a gout attack, you apply that to try and limit the inflammation and pain. Obviously nothing happens overnight. You apply daily up to 4 times a day, we recommend, and you'll see daily improvements. And it's got great reviews on Amazon and on our website. So a lot of gout patients really like that product.
That's great. So after you were able to discover all these changes for yourself, what inspired you to start this website and look into supplements?
Yeah, I felt there wasn't enough information on gout outside the medical community. So there wasn't anybody talking about their personal experiences. So I'm like, this is a great way to talk about my personal experiences and have other gout sufferers relate with my experiences and learn from each other. That's why I title the website Experiments with Battling with Gout. It's a blog community of sufferers that could ask questions, and we help each other. Basically, I help them out by answering the questions and give them good dietary advice and offer the supplements. I find also there wasn't enough dietary supplements tailored for gout sufferers. So I got the advice of some doctors and got some labs in the United States to develop these supplements. And
over time with these supplements, have you done a study based on your own audience, like how successful?
Not of yet. No study, because that's very expensive. You got to have at least $1 million to do a study. But I mean, the reviews speak for themselves. I would say about 85% of the people give 5 stars or 4 stars. So we have a lot of recurring customers. So that speaks about.
That's good.
I get a lot of emails, long form emails, written as letters, thanking me for the information and how they change their lives. I get a lot of folks telling me they go back to their doctor's office and their uric acid levels are lower, even their cholesterol is lower with my diet. So that's positive feedback. I know it works. Yeah, we get a lot of good comments on Facebook and other social media channels. So that's basically proof that the system works that I advocate.
Okay, and is that the fuel that drives you to continue doing this? Because I keep getting new content and I'm like, where does this come from? You know, how do you find the energy to like keep researching and coming up with new newsletters?
I guess because I'm a sufferer, so that makes it different. It's a personal experience.
Yeah.
And I'm curious myself, so I like to do research and continue teaching. It's very fulfilling to teach others as well. So I enjoy the work I do. And
yeah, it must be very rewarding when you get emails like that. Thank you.
Because a lot of doctors will tell you, hey, go on the medication and eat whatever you want, right? It's like telling a diabetic, take your medication and eat all the sugar you want. So at the end of the day, is he going to be better off? No, you still got to follow a diet that's tailor-made for that disease to avoid uric acid levels going higher. Because what's going to happen? Your allopurinol or your medication will always be increased by your doctor moving forward to the future, right? So do you want that, or do you want to take some action today and start changing your lifestyle?
And in your experience, have you seen anyone who's actually healed themselves through and taken?
Yeah, I do. I've spoken to a few, but it depends what type of gout. If it's genetic, it's not going to happen. The ones that are not genetic and it's dietary based will tell me I haven't had gout attack in years. But you never know in the future if it's going to come back. So that's the real question I ask those fellows that do email me.
Right.
Cure their gout. You never know. It could come back in 10 years again and hit you again, another attack. So you got to be careful. That's all.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Spiro, so much for sharing.
Thank you, Cindy, for having me.
Thanks. And for those who are watching, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with friends. Also, make sure to subscribe for new videos. And if there's anything you want to add, any comments or questions about gout, please feel free to comment below.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, you could ping me on social media or email me, and I'll be happy to answer them.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cindy. Bye.
Bye.